With your CIGTV News Update this Friday, I'm Donna Bush. The Department of Environmental Health is advising the public that Pita Pal Foods, Houston, Texas, has recalled some of its hummus products. Now, the recall is due to the likelihood that the products may be contaminated with the Listeria bacterium. All local wholesalers and supermarkets have been contacted by the DEH to ensure that they do not offer the affected products for sale to the public. Pita Pal Foods asserts that there have not been any reported illnesses associated with the recall, and it has recalled the product out of an abundance of caution. Meantime, DEH is urging members of the public to refrain from using the affected products and to properly dispose of them or return any unopened packages to the place of purchase. For further information on this, you can visit the DEH website or the FDA website. Also making our headlines this Friday, recently we told you about the recent appointment made by the Ministry of Health. Dr. John Lee was named as its most senior advisor on healthcare matters. As the new chief medical officer, Dr. Lee will work from the ministry to oversee the mechanisms that monitor the health of the Cayman Islands population, as well as the quality of healthcare services and professionals. Dr. Lee explains more about his role and why he is at the ministry.
The Chief Medical Officer role has clearly existed both in statute, i.e. in the laws, and in other roles for a long while in Cayman, for a number of decades. What's different about this particular appointment is that it's the first time the ministry has had somebody working full-time in the ministry itself. In the past, the role has always been sort of like an add-on to somebody's clinical duties at the Health Services Authority, and that's for historical reasons. I guess also for the same historical reasons, the role here is a little bit different as it is in different countries around the region and indeed around the world. So the public health aspect of the ministry's function is actually contracted out to the Health Services Authority, and that's run by the Director of Primary Healthcare / Medical Officer of Health, who is Dr. Williams, who many people will know. And he has actually been acting in the role of Chief Medical Officer for a while, but now he's relinquished that to me, taking on the role full time. But the public health aspect continues to be run by the Health Services Authority. So the ministry was looking for somebody who would have a more strategic policy type role in the ministry, which is why their job description was tailored to somebody with those particular skills. That doesn't mean that I don't oversee public health. I do as the Chief Medical Officer, but that function has already been serving Cayman well for a number of years. Because many people have seen that the Chief Medical Officer was synonymous with the Medical Director for many years, and sometimes Dr. Jefferson is the Medical Director at the Health Services Authority and has been for a while. So, but he's also taken on the part-time role of Chief Medical Officer as well, as has Dr. McLaughlin, as has Dr. Williams, and before that it was Dr. Gerald Smith, who was the Chief Medical Officer probably for the longest period of all of those different people. But yes, so now the role is firmly in the Ministry of Health and no longer at the HSA, although I do have to go to the HSA for a lot of different functions, yeah. I think it's important to understand how Cayman is going to use this role and how public health currently works, because many people won't fully follow that. I've mentioned the Chief Medical Officer has many statutory functions. Some of the things I hope to develop in Cayman are around the aspects of standards in healthcare and also in regulation. My particular interest is transparency, and I am hoping that my work in both of those fields will open up a lot of the information about the excellent healthcare that we have in the islands, so that the public will understand better what they're getting.
Commenting on the appointment of Dr. Lee, Minister for Health, the Honorable Dwayne Seymour, says Dr. Lee is a truly world-class medical professional. He's exceptionally qualified to take on a leadership role at this level and to help the ministry team deliver government's promise of improving access to quality, affordable health care. Finally, this Friday, students and staff at the University College of the Cayman Islands came together recently and worked on a summer cleanup effort on campus. Now, the group beautified the UCCI campus by painting parking blocks and clearing away debris. The cleanup team's main goal is to help create an inviting atmosphere for the university community returning back to school later this month. Dr. Stacey McAfee, the president and CEO, joined students from the Student Representative Council along with head of student life, Donette Goddard, for the campus makeover project. Well, if you'd like to know more about what's on CIG television on the schedule, you can go online to gis.gov.ky. Be sure to click on the publications icon at the bottom of the page. If you happen to have missed today's news update or any time this week, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for joining me this week. Hoping you have a safe and awesome weekend, and I'll see you back here again next week. Until then, bye-bye for now. Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman's boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?